I'm Penguin Prison. I'm from New York City, and I'm happy to be here at Made in America. I just DJ'd, so I'm having a good time.
How was it out there? Like, from what I've seen, the crowds have just been so amped.
Yeah, the crowd was good. I was very hot. I was sweating a lot, but it was cool. I was trying to amp the crowd up even more. They were amped to begin with, so that was good.
It's like a change for you. Like, what goes into trying to play during the day? Like, you know, it's still light outside versus like inside the clubs. It's got to be a different animal.
Yeah, it's a little different to play during the day than at night, but I think when people come to a festival, they really are there to have a good time, so you don't have to like get them psyched up too much. Like, they're already there to have a good time, so that's good.
Absolutely. How do you feel about the genre diversity that we see at these festivals? I mean, there's something for almost every type of fan, and it doesn't seem to matter what you're supposed to be a fan of. Like, I think everyone can enjoy it.
I think people come to festivals because of the genre diversity, and they want to see a lot of different kinds of artists. That's why they come to a festival. That's the reason why they like it. So that's the way it's doing its job.
Absolutely. And did I hear you're working on a new album that's come out? What can you share with me about how far along you are?
Yeah, I'm almost done with the new album, so it'll come out early next year on Downtown Records, and I'm gonna be touring with my band again. So yeah, I've been playing as a DJ for the last few years, but now I'm gonna put my band back together and play as a live band. So that'll be cool.
Definitely. That's got to be a change up for you. Is there anything challenging about switching between the two?
Yeah, there's definitely a big difference because when you play with a band, there's so much equipment, and you're like, as a DJ, you just show up like right before you play, and like,
You're like, I'm here, let's go.
right away. But as a band, you show up like hours and hours and hours before your play, and you have to like have all the equipment and sound check, and so that's the main difference.
I can imagine. So can you tease us a little bit about what the sound's going to be like or what the mindset's been like in the studio while you're putting this together?
Basically, it's going to be the same but better. So if people liked Penguin Prison before, they're going to like this even more. And also, I think people that don't know about Penguin Prison are going to like this more than the stuff that I did before. So that was my goal. When I'm making music, in my mind, I'm like visualizing the crowd when I play live, and I like just want them to have a really good time. So if I'm thinking, I don't know if the crowd is gonna like this, then I don't do it. I just stop what I'm doing. And
do you ever revisit stuff? Do you ever have like an arsenal of stuff that kind of sits on the back? You go, okay, maybe I'll come back to that if it fits for something else?
I think every artist has done stuff like that. Like, I think I've read about John Lennon, you know, doing a song that he wrote like 10 years ago, and then he releases it all of a sudden, like he revisits it and does some new stuff to it and finally releases it after, but it's a 10-year-old idea that he thought of. I think a lot of artists do stuff like that. So yeah, I think everybody does that.
Absolutely. So on a personal level, I look at music as a universal language we can all speak and understand, even if we take a different message away. So when did music begin to speak to you?
I think before I even knew it, so just always. I mean, I don't remember a time when I was alive that I didn't want to do music. So ever since I was a little kid, I've always wanted to do it. So
what's the most surprising thing that we would find if we shuffled through your iPod?
I definitely have some, you know, like Katy Perry and stuff like that. I mean, I really like some of her big hits. I have like Dora the Explorer, the theme song. I like that song. I like how she,
catchy.
I like how she dances. I like Dora.
So in what ways, you know, I know that music is very therapeutic to us as a listener, but as on a creative level for you, how therapeutic is it?
I think when I write music, I kind of say things that I don't really say in real life. So I think a lot of people do that. Like when they're writing the lyrics, they're just kind of saying things that they don't actually get to say in real life. Like a lot of times when you have like an interaction with someone and then you walk away from them, and then you start thinking, I wish I said this.
Yeah,
and
it's like, oh, why didn't I get that one?
And then I tell them, like, I didn't like how they said that to me, you know? But then when you write a song, you could be like, hey, I didn't like how you said that, you know?
It's like ever hard though, like when you're in a headspace about a certain situation and you write something that goes along with that particular emotion, is it hard to get out of that headspace?
I don't think so. I think it's like when you go into that, like, sort of, it's like a cave. It's like going into a cave when you're just creating music. It's like a whole different thing. And then when you step out of it, you're kind of glad. You want to respite from it. So I don't think it's that hard to like get away from it. You want to get away from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So if there was one thing that you could change about the music industry, how it is now, what would it be?
Well, I liked when people like bought cassettes and CDs and records and stuff like that. But
if you had told me that we could buy albums like on a computer, on a credit card size, like I would have never believed you like back then.
yeah, I remember like when albums come out like on Tuesdays, right? So I remember like at Monday at like midnight, like going to like a big Tower Records or whatever, HMV, and buying an album at midnight. I remember doing that, and like the booklet like inside of the CD, like I would just like smell it because like it had like it has like a new smell. Like you open it up and like you like look at the booklet and stuff. So
I think I'm so happy that I feel like vinyl is starting to make a resurgence again, and I think that's really awesome because I feel like it's a cycle. Like it'll cycle for one thing and then it comes back to something else.
Yeah, apparently people like vinyl. I think it's cool because it's big. I feel like people maybe like just put it on their wall like a poster or something. Like, I mean, vinyl definitely sounds really good. Like if you have a good record player and
Absolutely.
yeah.
I mean, I have pivotal albums that are meaningful to me that I have framed just so as a reminder of whatever, just because the artwork was awesome or the songs, what I mean? So it's definitely a collector's thing too.
Yeah, I always really am into the artwork. I try to make my artwork for my stuff really cool. So I think that's important. People like that stuff, I mean, I feel like people just like hang it on their wall sometimes like it's a poster. So
absolutely. So what's next for you after Made in America?
I'm playing some shows with my band in October with RAC in Philadelphia, Boston, Washington, D.C., and also playing in New York at CMJ. So, and yeah, I'm going to release a single in October, and then my album is coming out early next year.
Have you decided what the single is going to be?
Yeah, it's called Calling Out. Yeah, and I made it with these guys, Oliver, who are a production duo that are from Los Angeles, and they do a lot of cool stuff. So they did like the new Chromeo album.
Okay.
Yeah, they did like over half the songs on that. Yeah.
Well, we're definitely looking forward to it. I want to thank you so much for taking a few minutes to speak with me. I appreciate it.
Thank you.